Question 1. What are the fundamental principles of OOP in Python? Answer. Encapsulation is the idea of bundling data and methods into a single unit. Abstraction is the concept of showing only necessary information to the outside world. Inheritance allows for code reuse by creating a new class from an existing one. Polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on multiple. Question 2. How do you define a class in Python? Answer. Use the class keyword followed by the name of the class. Define the class attributes and methods inside the class definition. Use the self parameter to refer to the instance of the class. Use the __init___ method to initialize the class attributes. Python classes in demand. Next, question 3. What is the difference between a class and an object in Python? Answer. A class is a blueprint or template for creating objects. An object is an instance of a class with its own set of attributes and methods. A class defines the structure and behavior of an object. An object has its own set of values for its attributes. Object-oriented programming on RISE. Question 4. How do you create an object from a class in Python? Answer. Use the class name followed by parentheses to create a new object. Pass the required arguments to the __init___ method. Assign the new object to a variable. Access the object's attributes and methods using the dot notation. Python objects in focus. Next question 5. What is inheritance in Python and how is it used? Answer. Inheritance is the process of creating a new class from an existing one. The new class inherits the attributes and methods of the existing class. Use the class name followed by the parent class name in parentheses to define inheritance. Override or extend the parent class methods in the child class. Question 6. What is polymorphism in Python and how is it achieved? Answer. Polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on multiple forms. Method overriding is used to achieve polymorphism. Method overloading is not directly supported in Python. Use default argument values or variable argument lists to achieve method overloading. Polymorphism in demand. Question 7. What are the different types of inheritance in Python? Answer. Single inheritance is when a child class inherits from a single parent class. Multiple inheritance is when a child class inherits from multiple parent classes. Multilevel inheritance is when a child class inherits from a parent class that itself inherits from another class. Hierarchical inheritance is when. Question 8. How do you override a method in a child class in Python? Answer. Define a method with the same name as the parent class method. Use the same method signature as the parent class method. Provide a different implementation for the method. Use the super function to call the parent class method. Method overriding in focus. Next question coming up. Question 9. What is the purpose of the super function in Python? Answer. The super function is used to access the methods and attributes of a parent class. It is used to override methods in a child class. It is used to extend the behavior of a parent class method. It is used to call the parent class constructor. Super function trending. Next question Question 10. What are abstract classes and abstract methods in Python? Answer. Abstract classes are classes that cannot be instantiated. Abstract methods are methods that have no implementation. Use the ABC module to define abstract classes and methods. Abstract classes are used to provide a blueprint for other classes. Abstract classes in demand. Next, question 11. How do you define an abstract class in Python? Answer. Use the ABC module to define an abstract class. Define the abstract class using the ABC class. Use the abstract method decorator to define abstract methods. Provide a docstring to describe the abstract class and its methods. Abstract classes trending. Next question Question 12. What are the benefits of using abstract classes in Python? Answer. Abstract classes provide a way to define a blueprint for other classes. They provide a way to define a common interface for a group of classes. They provide a way to encapsulate common behavior and attributes. They make the code more readable and maintainable. Abstract classes in focus. Question 13. How do you use the property decorator in Python? Answer. The property decorator is used to define a getter method for an attribute. It is used to define a setter method for an attribute. It is used to define a deleter method for an attribute. It is used to provide a way to access and modify attributes in a controlled way. Property decorator trending. Question 14. What is the purpose of the __init__ method in Python? Answer. The __init__ method is used to initialize the attributes of a class. It is called when an object is created from a class. It is used to set the initial state of an object. It is used to perform any necessary setup or initialization. Question 15. How do you use the __str__ method in Python? Answer. The __str__ method is used to return a string representation of an object. It is called when the str or print function is used on an object. It is used to provide a human-readable representation of an object. Question 16. What is the difference between the __str__ and __repr__ methods in Python? Answer. The __str__ method is used to return a human-readable representation of an object. The __repr__ method is used to return a string that can be used. Question 17. How do you use the __eq__ method in Python? Answer. The __eq__ method is used to define the behavior of the equals operator. It is called when the equals operator is used to compare two objects. It is used to define a way to compare two objects for equality. Question 18. What is the purpose of the __len__ method in Python? Answer. The __len__ method is used to return the length of an object. It is called when the len function is used on an object. It is used to define a way to get the size of an object. It is used to return the number of items in an object. Question 19. How do you use the __getItem__ method in Python? Answer. The __getItem__ method is used to define the behavior of the operator. It is called when the operator is used to access an item in an object. It is used to define a way to access items in an object. It is. Question 20. What is the difference between a class variable and an instance variable in Python? Answer. A class variable is shared by all instances of a class. An instance variable is unique to each instance of a class. Class variables are defined inside the class definition. Instance variables are defined inside the __init__ method.